All right, so next up on our 2024 coaching hire cycle grades, we're going to take a look at Spencer Danielson at Boise State. Came in mid-year, took over for Andy Avalos, who they fired mid-year. Did a pretty good job at Boise. Like I said, took over mid-year, ended up going, I think, 3-1, 4-1, 3-1, won the Mountain West, and really turned their season around. Like I said, Boise was struggling a little bit. He came in, took over, was previously the DC at Boise. When they fired their coach, they elevated him to interim head coach, turned their season around, won the Mountain West championship, and is now their head coach. While this isn't probably the most sexy hire by any means, you might be looking for a different name. He did a pretty good job, so you kind of had to give him the job after they went out and won the Mountain West championship. There's really no other direction you could go. Let's go ahead and take a look a little bit at Danielson. All right, so like I said, they went 3-1 this year. Should be able to see it down here. Under him as the head coach. My bad. All right, under him as the head coach, went 3-1. Lost the LA Bowl, won the Mountain West championship. Did a pretty good job. Now, he has lost some recruits. You've had a lot of pretty impactful guys, not recruits, players themselves. You've had a lot of impactful players transfer out, which gives me a little room for pause, which makes me kind of question, what exactly this team is going to look like when he is the head coach, because they've lost some pretty important guys. Let me go ahead and show you real quick what I'm talking about. All right, so as you can see here, this is all their outgoing transfers, so who they've lost. Some important guys, like I said, Taylen Green, quarterback, pretty impressive guy, went to Arkansas, is where he's headed. Also, Eric McAllister, transferring to TCU, receiver. So lost some pretty important offensive weapons. I think Ashton Jeanty, their running back, is coming back, so that'll definitely help. One of the best in the nation. But losing your quarterback and arguably your top receiver, definitely going to impact you a little bit here. So let's go ahead and look at their recruiting rankings and the transfer portal rankings. So they have not got any transfers in yet. That is only from outgoing. So we're going to ignore the transfer portal. As far as their recruiting rank, all right, so they're currently sitting at 69th. Nice. They've got a lot of 3-stars coming in. But ultimately what's going to come down to is who's going to be the quarterback. Is it going to be the guy that played for him in the LA Bowl? I believe he's a freshman. Is it going to be somebody else? You got some nice pieces, though, here. Joseph Marsh looks like he is 25th in the nation. I'm not sure that's correct, but yeah, it's probably not correct. But you got some good 3-stars coming in, though, nonetheless. That should make an impact at some point down the line for you. But you got the number 3 D lineman in the state of Idaho right there. So if you can kind of capitalize on that and kind of control Idaho, you might be okay. But it looks like a lot of D linemen, a lot of defense. Like I said, no recruits coming in, though, so that's going to impact it a little bit. And with them losing their quarterback, losing the receiver, that's going to impact as well, because Green went on a tear there, the quarterback at the end, and now he's leaving to go to Arkansas. So it's going to come down to who can you replace him with. Let's go ahead and look at their schedule next year a little bit, though. All right, you got Georgia Southern, Oregon, Portland State, Oregon State, Nevada, San Diego State, Utah State, Washington State, Hawaii, San Jose State, UNLV, Wyoming. So not the easiest schedule with Oregon anyway, but other than Oregon, these are probably all winnable games. Not saying you're going to beat all these teams, but you could. So there is potential for a good season here, but also potential for like a 6-6, depending on what goes down, But I think, like I said, you couldn't really not give him the job because of just how good they did when he took over. So for that, I think they hired the right guy. And so for that, the grade I'm going to give this hire is going to be a B+. I would give it a little higher, but it gives me a little pause looking at who transferred out. So I'm not really sure how it's going to look whenever he's completely running the program. But a B+, could be an A-. You could talk me into that, but we're going to stick with a B+ right now. What grade would you give this hire? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.